Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 60. Here tonight, we're going to be talking about a crazy-ass rumor about Wanda in the Multiverse of Madness. Who she'll be taking on? Is it the bald man in question? Patty Jenkins with some words about day and date, and a whole bunch of other stuff, too. It's going to be a crazy night, so why don't we dive into it right now? Crap. There we go. If I could get it right, guys, how you guys doing? Of course, I always boomer this thing up as things are always happening here on the show. I hope you guys are having yourself a great night. I know I wasn't on last night. I got a couple messages from everybody going, Matt, where are you? Matt, I miss you. Matt, I need you. Matt needed a day off. I think it did like 8 or 9 days in a row. And I just needed to like sit at home and not do shit. And that's what I did last night. I didn't do anything. I thought about it. I almost streamed, but I actually opted to sit at home and I watched a couple things. So I watched the What If episode of Marvel. And of course, I have a review of that recorded. I need to finish editing. That should be up tomorrow. And then I also watched the Nightmare of the Wolf on Netflix, which I have a review from that as well that I need to finish editing, and enjoyed both immensely. Very, very glad to have sat down and watched both of those things. I've been really wanting to get to watching more stuff here rather than always just kind of sitting at home and not doing as much, which is, kind of how things are these days. But anyway, guys, I also wanted to do a quick shout out here to the channel members. We did actually get another couple people. The Geekicidal Tendencies and Real Elmo Cinema have both become members. I have not added them to this list yet. Unfortunately, that was like the one thing I forgot to do today, but don't worry, it will be on for tomorrow. But of course, if you guys want to get in on the action this month and maybe win a copy of Howard the Duck in 4K, we're talking 4K duck titties, and we're going to be talking about titties tonight. Trust me. You're going to want to get in on this, become a channel member, drop a super chat, or even join the Patreon, which is something I'm probably going to be heavily pushing more so as time goes on. And I only say that simply because YouTube takes 30%. It wants its pound of flesh, which really does actually cut in on the back end. So why don't we do a quick take a look here at the chat. Say, hey, what's going on, everyone? Luke Stone, Anthony Chabot. Let's hear. Hey, it's King Tony. And then Anthony Chabot. Anthony, did you say, hey, it's King Tony to yourself, man? I just got to ask. Luke Stone here. Thank you very much. Kira, Music Man, Shiny, Resonant Justice, Protoss, Lord Slug, Rational Skeptic, and Jess here saying, congrats on having a night off. Yeah, it was hard to do. It was very difficult to actually take a night off from doing this. It's one of those things where it kind of bothered me because I'm so used to doing it. And I'm sitting in my bed going, I should be working, but I also need a break. So I played some video games and I watched a movie and I just kind of hung out. And it was nice. It was nice just to not have to worry about it. But at the same time, it's very hard to break that workaholic element that I have. Lord Slug here asking the question, thoughts on the Midnight Suns game? Like, why is it a tactical RPG? Because it's, it's cheaper to make. I know that's not what you want to hear. I know that's definitely not what you want to hear at all. But the truth of the matter is that's really what it boils down to here. But look, them putting out a Midnight Suns game is actually pretty good. And I say that because what's going to be happening is it's introducing the Midnight Suns into the populace. We've been hearing a lot about that recently. There's been a lot going on with the Midnight Suns and with everything else, on the back end of like them trying to set something up for like an Avengers type event for Disney Plus. And again, with the other announcement today, I think with Werewolf by Night, which we'll be talking about here in a few as well, I do honestly believe that, that they are building towards that. But here's a question I have for you guys. I posted this on Twitter. Want to know your thoughts as well. I found this today on Facebook. If your vagina or penis was named after the last TV show, movie you watched, what would it be? Now, you guys are going to laugh because mine is actually Paw Patrol, because I just got done watching the Paw Patrol movie with my 3-year-old who would not go to sleep, and she kept asking to watch Paw Patrol. So kill me on that one. But that, of course, would be the name of my penis, would be Paw Patrol, which is, I mean, you could almost like summarize, there was maybe some times where there was lots of pawing. Okay. So maybe it's kind of apt. Maybe it's kind of apt there. All right. Thank you. Anyway, command unit here with 6 shekels. Thank you. Daily dose of 40k. Salvation, Throt, Annihilation. All right, we'll bring that up later on. The thing with those, man, is I prefer the shorter ones just because I'm trying to keep things a bit more truncated. The 8-minute one, tough to do. The 2-minute one, easier to do. I don't know how long this one is, but generally speaking, under 2 minutes would be fantastic just because, unless it's high action and a lot of violence. The cinematics are cool, but there's a lot of story there that a lot of people don't know. And I think we really like the ones that have a lot of action and things like this. Sodas are really good. Those are the ones that the audience really seems to like. So anyway, there's just a thought on that. H-Bart's here with 2 bones saying OOJ, Jarbo Bond. That's right, baby. I'm a 00 agent. Shaken, not stirred. Although beaten, not stroked. Might be a better name for that. Anyway, is Jarbo going to start pimping Paw Patrol like the Boss Baby? The answer to that is nope. Nope. I don't like, I can at least get behind Paw Patrol to some extent, or Boss Baby to some extent, because it has like a decent like narrative to it that I think is fascinating. Paw Patrol just makes me want to, like, I don't know, swallow a double barrel shotgun. It's like these dogs can talk to people. Okay. These dogs are puppies. Okay. These puppies can like operate heavy machinery with pristine efficiency and navigate high stress situations that involve teamwork to rescue usually people. They don't even have opposable thumbs. How in the hell can they operate some of the crap that they operate? Again, the lack of opposable thumbs. It's horrifying. Anyway, Resident Justice here says, Paw Patrol is a fantastic commentary on corporate America and the impact that capitalism has on the environment. I love the scene where the movie addressed all cops are bastards with the police officer puppy. So deep. There we go, RJ. All right, man. That's how you do that one right there. So why don't we dive in to some of the news for today? I wanted to just kind of like, get into some of this stuff right off the bat. And I want to run this past you guys before I make it kind of a bigger thing. So I created a new little, this is so bad, by the way. So I created a new image to go with this, right? Because I wanted to try something a bit more on the professional side. And I think it comes across all right, but also fundamentally terrible. So this is like the graphic I made today, and it's like, it's a little bit too much, in my opinion. I thought it seemed kind of cool at first, kind of too much. So I'm just going to get rid of it. We're going to go back to this one here. So I want to talk here about this Patty Jenkins situation, because Patty Jenkins kind of came under some fire on Twitter today for these comments, right? She came under today a little bit of fire here in regards to where we find ourselves talking about the whole situation with, with day and date releases. And she says here that she actually challenges studios to commit to the theatrical experience. Yeah. The multimillionaire who makes movies that somebody else pays for, is really trying to, push where the art should be. I mean, look, I get it. That's an artist's job, is to kind of push the boundary on art. So it says here that Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins urged Hollywood studios to commit to the big screen experience as they emerge from the pandemic, and received enthusiastic applause. Of course, she was at CinemaCon, where theater owners go to, spread like their wares. They go to learn about movies and like talk to distributors, and clearly theater owners are there and they're like, yay, we have a champion. We have a champion. And Patty Jenkins. And, of course, it's kind of one of those things. Saying here, I don't know why we are talking about taking the exclusive theatrical windows away. One studio should plant a flag and make a huge commitment to the theatrical experience, and the filmmakers will go there. Yeah, but here's the thing with that. The filmmakers might go there. The financiers may not. Right. And this is where the whole situation finds itself in a weird kind of, pickle, is the fact that when you are looking at this scenario and where things are and where the industry is going, filmmakers still need to get money. All right. And she's saying like these filmmakers, they should make a huge commitment to theatrical, experiences. Never mind the fact that Netflix has got Scorsese, Bay, Zack Snyder, Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? Like Netflix keeps getting all of this big name talent that might have years ago rebuked them. Why is that? Oh, because they've got the fucking money. They've got the fucking money and they're putting the money up. That's why they're going there. They get the money and they get the freedom, the creative freedom. Patty Jenkins at this point, look, you might as well just call her a bootlicker because that's kind of what she is in the statement here. She goes on to talk about and I said bootlicker. I stand by that too. She went on to describe the heartbreaking decision for Warner Brothers to release Wonder Woman 84 day and date in theaters and on HBO Max, admitting that at the time it was the best choice by a bunch of very bad choices. It was a very, very difficult choice. It was a dark time. Yeah, she got paid out $10 million for that, by the way. All right. And then, of course, Hollywood Reporter here is like, upon its December debut, Wonder Woman 84 only grossed $166 million worldwide amidst the pandemic, while 2017's Wonder Woman did $821 million. Yeah. Again, the pandemic. And again, the whole point there of releasing day and date was to get people to go over to HBO Max. So there's more money to be earned in the long term on HBO Max than specifically in theaters. I mean, look, obviously the best course of action would flat out be to have it be, both worlds, right? Best of both worlds, but we're not there yet. Anyway, she says here, I was happy to give it to the public for an extra $10 million. Let's not overlook that particular facet there, that factoid there. Her and Gal both got a solid, cool $10 million paycheck from Warner Brothers in order to do this thing. She says here that she continued of the superhero sequel, noting that she recognized a streaming release could be detrimental to the experience, saying, I don't think it plays the same on streaming. I did practical effects and shot in IMAX. It was painful. Well, Patty, just to kind of highlight these last three words here, it was painful was also how many of us felt watching your movie. Inconsistent storytelling, a weak plot, a terrible villain, a very kind of, I don't know. I don't even really find Gal's performance in that movie to really be that sympathetic. It felt like a weaker version of Wonder Woman. It felt like a very toned down and tone deaf to the Me Too movement version of Wonder Woman. You know what? So it's like, it was painful for everybody all the way around. Maybe your next movie can do a little bit better. Jenkins received more applause as she asserted, I'm not a fan of day and date, and I hope to avoid it forever. I make movies for the big screen experience. The director suggested that talent should also be involved in those decisions. Again, I mean, look, there's contracts, obviously. We know that from Disney. We know what's going on with Scarlett Johansson. But at the end of the day, the financiers want their money. The people who cut the checks, they want their money. Artists want the art to be seen. All right. Artists, generally speaking, want the art to be seen in any conceivable fashion, because any conceivable fashion is going to be how they put themselves in a position to actually like get eyeballs on their art. So, again, this is one of the most bootlicker things I've heard in a while. Elsewhere, Cinemark CEO Mark Zoradi acknowledged that there will be a lot of experimentation during the pandemic, including day and date, but asserted that he's mostly hearing support for the National Association of Theater Owners' position that some form of flexible exclusive theatrical window is good for business. Look, 45 days. 45 days is perfectly fine. All right. 45 days is absolutely fine at this point in time. There's nothing wrong with that. Putting out a 45-day window, letting it go to streaming or VOD or PVOD afterward is perfectly fine. That's the whole thing. And Patty Jenkins, I get it. She's a filmmaker, but she only really has a few, like we're talking a handful of theatrical films under her belt. She did Monster with Charlize Theron, which did win quite a bit of award love back when that one came out. And then after that, I forget what she did. I'm just going to kind of look it up here, what her thing was. Okay, so she did. Okay, so after that, she did one episode of Arrested Development, 2 episodes of Entourage, one TV movie segment of a TV movie called Pearl, 2 episodes of The Killing, 1 episode of Betrayal, a TV movie called Exposed, and then in 2017 she did Wonder Woman, and then after that she did 2 episodes of the miniseries I Am the Night, and then Wonder Woman 84. This woman only has 3 theatrical films that have come out. 3. That's it. 3. So she's like, I make movies for the big screen experience. Look, lady, I'm not going to sit there and knock your talent. All right. I'm not knocking the talent. I thought Wonder Woman was actually really good. The first one was really good, but you had a lot of help from Zack Snyder and his team to make that movie a reality. You were on your own with this last one and it was garbage. It was god awful. No one liked it. All right. No one really liked that movie. It has crashed and burned in many conceivable fashions. So I don't know where this massive love is coming from. I don't get it. She doesn't really have the history to back up that kind of attitude and not have it be at least in some way kind of challenged. But it is where we are. It is where we are right now. So there's definitely that one there. All right, let me take a quick look here at the super chats. Rodney P says, hey, Patty, Denis, sorry, I can never say it. I know if RJ was here, he could pronounce it. Go find 150 million every few years. You can release as many movies strictly in theaters as much as you want, as long as you want. Yeah, Rodney, you're entirely right. You are entirely right about that. I completely agree with you. She could get the money herself and do that. Mega Podtastics here says, oh, Matt, I love you, man, but you're so wrong on Wonder Woman 84. That movie was awesome. Wonder Woman raped a guy. Maxwell Lord suffered absolutely no consequences for his actions. Multiple people died because of his greed. Wonder Woman raped a guy. Let's just, again, kind of reiterate that point. She committed sexual assault only to rescind her wish halfway through the movie in a very kind of lackluster way. I mean, what are you talking? Dude, even Enosh and I, we debated this movie hardcore, and later on, even he was like, yeah, you were right. So the movie was not very good. It was not very good. I watch it again. Watch it through an actual critical lens for storytelling, script writing. The production design was nice. The acting was good. Why is it a movie set in 1984 with absolutely zero 80s music outside of the first trailer? Seriously. That wasn't Wonder Woman, dude. That wasn't Wonder Woman. Go watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. My God, the opening scene with her in that movie was legitimately fire. I love you too, buddy, but I'm just telling you the truth on this one, man. RJ here says, I really didn't like that film. Entire family fell asleep or was visibly angry when we watched it Christmas morning. Yeah, I watched it Christmas morning and then I watched Soul, and I just watched Soul again for the 10th time, probably the other day. I have yet to go back to Wonder Woman 84. It's been god awful. Brandon Caterpillar here with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Brandon. Says the only time where too much creative freedom was bad. It kind of feels that way, right? Kind of feels that way, but still, it is kind of what it is. Who did she rape? Are you serious? Okay, Steve Trevor didn't just magically appear out of nowhere. Steve Trevor took over the identity and the body of the dude. The last scene. How did you not notice? You said you saw the movie 6 times. He took over the body of that guy that she flirts with at the end of the movie when she says, oh, you have a nice fashion sense or whatever it was, or good fashion choice. That entire thing was her talking to the guy who she slept with only days before, but had no knowledge of that because he was literally removed from his physical entity. Everyone else saw that guy. She saw Steve Trevor, as evidenced by the part at Maxwell Lord's party when she walks right past him, doesn't recognize him. He says Diana. She turns around and there is Steve Trevor. Everyone else saw the dude. She saw Steve. She totally had sex with that guy without his consent while living in that guy's, while Steve was living in that guy's apartment and wearing his clothes and eating his food and living his life, essentially. I mean, it was prominent as all hell. I'm not like dogging on you, dude. I mean, 6 times and you didn't, that's just the thing. I mean, I'm just saying. That is, you know, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, let's see here. H-Bar says Duncan should be in the MCU. Yeah, I should. Outerprint asks, have you seen the Killing TV series? Oh, hell yeah, dude. The Killing is my jam, dude. Fucking love holder. I'm a big Joel Kinnaman fan. Rational here says, let's be real. That guy would be happy for her to do that to him. I'm not saying if he found out, he wouldn't be like, okay, cool. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter in the subject of consent. It's like when you see like the hot, like substitute teacher, and there's like a lot going on with that, by the way. And you see this all the time. Like the hot female teacher, like sleeps with students. And a lot of the response back is nice, when it's still considered sexual assault because they're not able to provide consent. There's a power dynamic that's there. In this case, this guy was not in control of his own body. Who's to say he didn't have a girlfriend? Who's to say he wasn't married? Who's to say he didn't have a wife? Who's to say he was straight? He might have been gay. He might have been homosexual, which would be perfectly fine. And then she violated him that way. He was not given the ability to have consensual say in how his body was used. That is sexual assault. I don't care if it's with Gal Gadot. I don't care if it's with like Hillary Duff. I don't care if it's with Johnny Depp. I don't care if it's with like, you know, Harry Styles. That shit don't matter. Consent is consent, and consent has to be obtained. All right. And so McLeod here, $5 man, says, didn't Patty fight against the studio because she didn't want to make the Wonder Woman 84 versus what she wanted to do with the film? Nah, they basically gave her like she didn't fight against the studio. She actually like got a huge fucking payday from the studio. She negotiated for like, I think, a solid like 8-figure deal or 7-figure deal or something when she signed on to do Wonder Woman 2. That was back in 2017. So, you know, she got this sweetheart deal from Warner's. They were propping her up. They gave her basically full creative freedom. Jeff Johns was ahead of the studio. She wrote the story with Jeff Johns. They went into, you know, they wrote the story together, man. You know, they wrote the story together. Like, this is something they conceived together. Jeff Johns helped write this thing. So I'm just saying, it's like, you know, I don't think so. No, this was her movie. They delayed that movie so many times. This was absolutely her movie. So there's definitely that. Let's see. Hold on. JR here says, bro, you're having a modern day argument that is out of context in regards to the time frame. How is it out of regards to the time frame? My argument is about consent in sex. That doesn't stop because we're dealing with modern times here, dude. Like, that doesn't stop. I don't really get that one. No, I'm sorry. I don't get that. So anyway. All right. Why don't we take a look here at the next little tidbit of news that I found? I like to call out fake news. If you guys have been noticing on, hold on here real quick. Okay. McLeod says, because if memory serves, she had more freedom with the first film, whereas the sequel was more what the studio wanted. No. Flip that. Zack Snyder wrote the story for the first movie. His stunt team was on the movie. He was an executive producer. He worked heavily on it. There was no. Flip that. It was, she had all the freedom with the second movie. She did not have the freedom, with that. So no. Okay. Just to say that, right? So anyway, let me just get a quick drink here. No. The third act. Okay. The studio came in and they fought they pushed her to do another, to reshoot the third act of the movie, or at least the final battle of the movie. That is also not something that is like out of the realm for what happens. It happened in Suicide Squad as well, where they wanted to go back and like add a big set piece to the movie. This is not uncommon. All right. But she still had more control with the second movie. All right. So I don't know. That's the thing is, RJ, sorry. Anyway, Do I think Zack stealth directed Wonder Woman 2017? Actually, you know what, Rational Skeptic? I absolutely fucking do. I absolutely fucking do. I really, really, really do. Like hands down, I do. All right, sorry. Let's dive over here into the next subject. Because okay, so like I said before, I like to call out grifters. If you guys have been watching any of my shorts that I've been putting up on the thing, I've been calling out Doomcock like left and right. The reason why I've been calling out Doomcock left and right, it has everything to do with the fact that the guy, he's shady as all hell. He's a liar. He's a grifter. He's a faker. He's a fraud. And he knows it. And anytime there's any bit of pushback, he kind of retreats to the echo chamber. Hence why he put out a video today, doubling down on Kathleen Kennedy hasn't been fired. But anyway, I'm not going into the Doomcock thing. Not at least. We'll see what happens down the road. But what I want to call out today is inside the magic.net. All right. Because I swear to fucking God, I am so sick and tired of like all of this shit coming out of this, especially coming out of Rebekah Barton, who I'm not going to lie, for like honestly, up until today, I thought she wasn't a real person. Like I thought she was a pseudonym for somebody else who worked there. I actually was able to track her down. I'm not going to show her Instagram because it is completely front loaded with photos of her kids. And I'm not about showing photos of anyone's kids. So I'm not going to do that, but she is a real person. But what pisses me off about her is she's as much of a liar and as much of a grifter as quite frankly, any of the other people that we talk about. I agree with RJ here. Inside the Magic needs to stick to reporting on Disney parks. Their film and TV coverage is absolutely dreadful. It is. It absolutely is dreadful. It's terrible shit here. So look at this. This article here was popping up today. Keanu Reeves could bring back one of Star Wars' deadliest droids. How? When? Huh? Who? What? When would this ever happen? When would this ever actually happen? Because Keanu Reeves is not attached to Star Wars in any way, shape, or form. He is not attached to Marvel. Never mind the fact that Kevin Feige wants to get him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they haven't done it. He is currently working on John Wick 4 and John Wick 5. And he's just wrapped up The Matrix. I mean, obviously, like he's doing a lot of things right now. And but I keep seeing this thing coming out, this reporting coming out, that Keanu Reeves is apparently going to be playing Revan. And so there's that. Anyway, here. So it says here, this is what really got me. This is really grinding my gears. For months, there have been reports that A-list actor Keanu Reeves is set to play Star Wars fan favorite Sith Lord Darth Revan, right? So you look at this article here. Okay. So like, oh, okay. So I'm like, oh, so they're saying at this point that he's going to be playing it. There's reports that he's going to be playing it. Okay. Well, here's the report here. Keanu Reeves looks incredible as fan favorite Star Wars Sith Lord, posted December 31st, 2020 by Rebekah Barton. This article here written today by Rebekah Barton. This is not a report that he's going to be playing Revan. This is a report that he would look incredible as it in fucking fan art is what it is. That's all it is. This is it right here. This is it. This is the fan art of Ultra Raw 26 over on Insta posted this fan art of him as Revan, and she's running with this as if it's an actual scoop that he's going to be. She's reporting it right here that there have been reports. Lady, it's your fucking report. It's your report. And I agree, RJ, that's very good. It is good fan art, but it's still this lady's report. And this lady writes articles that reference Doomcock all the time. And it's like, it's so much fake news. It's so much fake news because this article right here, okay, it basically just recaps the same thing as this article. Like it just recaps it the same way. So it says here, like, Sith Lord, so she covers the Sith Lord. However, thanks to the final Skywalker saga film, Revan was brought into the existing Star Wars canon, which is true. He was on Wikipedia. They did mention him in there. Okay. He was mentioned in like the artwork of the movie. So, I mean, it's a little Easter egg where people are like, oh, he's canon. And it's kind of like, again, so she dives into other things here that have nothing to do with it. Let's see, the scene showcasing the pop. Oh, so, okay. So in the Clone Wars here, there was a scene that was cut that was going to have, I guess they were going to have like Darth Bane or a Revan here pop up. They didn't actually put it on in. However, in a new post in StarWars.com, that has reintroduced Darth Revan's Deadly Protocol droid, HK-47. So here we go. And then here, should Lucasfilm heed Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau's advice and listen to what the fans want? Casting Keanu as the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Revan, could ultimately lead to HK's live-action debut. So at no point is it being said here. At no point is it being said here that he is in it, that he is attached to it, but just that Keanu Reeves could bring it in. Again, nope, not it at all. Not it at all. This kind of stuff, this is what grinds my fucking gears. This is what grinds my fucking gears. Because this is the kind of fake news that goes out to a lot of people. This story was, believe it or not, caught up on Facebook News. I was thumbing through Facebook News tonight, and this was caught up on Facebook News. So people out there on Facebook who don't know that Inside the Magic is turned in to a clickbait farm, that they don't know that Rebekah Barton is, in my opinion, as a writer, fucking terrible, unethical, and completely ridiculous. And they need to be honest to God. It's like, this is one of those ones where it's like, I would want to organize a campaign of calling out bullshit, of like getting them to like get her to stop. You know, if you want to call this thing fan casting, if you want to label it as fan casting, that's great. But what this is doing right now is this is pulling from the Heroic Hollywood fucking playbook. The Heroic Hollywood playbook, by the way, is all they do is they sit there and they go, hey, we found this cool fan art over on Instagram. Let's write a 500-word article about this fan art. And we're going to put it out there, and the algorithm is going to run with it, and everything's going to run with it, and all the people are going to be running with it, and everything else. And it's as stupid as you can possibly effing get. You know, it's as stupid as you could possibly effing get. And that to me is the biggest problem. That to me is the biggest issue here, because this is the kind of crap that people read and that they believe. And they also do the same thing here with Doomcock, with the Fandom Menace, because they have no ethics. They have no morals. Why did they make this dumbass article? This is fake news at its highest, because people aren't going to read past the headline. They weren't going to do that. You know, they weren't going to do that. Yeah, I know El Mayambi equals shit. I get that. Well, you know what? We're going to be talking about Umberto here in a second. So deal with it, you guys. Command Unit here says most podcasts I know have a limit of 4 people. Not too sure what that's in reference to, but I get you. And he also says here, the 40K daily dose today is my personal favorite. Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to watching it. I know usually I have on some people tonight. I just kind of wanted to roll it solo, see how it goes. Mikey Sutton here says, hey, Mikey, what's up, man? Heroic Hollywood gets 1 million views a month from fan art. Unbelievable. I know, I'm in the wrong business. Mikey. This is what happens when you're in the truthiness business. No one likes you, so you got to call it out. Kenneth Crayley here, thank you, man, says people like Doomcock and Geeks and Gamers, etc. give fandom a bad name. Oh, 100%. 100%. And that's why right now, here's the thing, right now, this is why I think I want to start pushing back on them. When it comes to people like Nerdrotic, which we will be talking about Nerdrotic here in a second, which, you know, them and Geeks and Gamers and whatnot, they know that they're protected in regards to the fandom. The fandom ain't gonna care. But the one person who probably spews the most bullshit is Doomcock. And Doomcock, he's protected, but that is starting to wane. If you notice, he's really having to push the goalposts here. And he came out in a video today, and he's just like, oh, the smaller YouTubers who want to see me fail, they are out there and they are just saying things that aren't true. And he's like trying to call Mikey Sutton woke and shit. All right. Like, for one, what? And two, huh? Like, that's not an argument. You toilet-headed fuck. Like, that's not an argument. You know, like, seriously, like, I really want somebody to like mistake that golden helmet as like a golden throne and just shit right on it. That'd be fantastic to me. Man. It's just the way it is, man. It is the way it is. All right, hold on here. H-Bars here says Elmo's girlfriend, not a fan of Bond, but likes GoldenEye 64. And I'm like, bruh. Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Anyway. All right, let's move on to, this is the thing that, this is again, talking about Umberto. Talking about Umberto Gonzalez. This is what dropped today. This is a big story of the day, and I almost actually missed it. I totally forgot to add it to the thing here. But Marvel is seeking a Latino lead for Disney Plus Halloween special. Exclusive. Coming in from Umberto Gonzalez here, saying that Marvel Studios is actively searching for a Latino actor to lead the cast of an as yet untitled Halloween special that will air on Disney Plus. The studio is looking for for a Latino male in his 30s to star in the Halloween special, which is eyeing to begin production in early 2022. Individuals with knowledge say the character may be based on Werewolf by Night, the name used by two separate Marvel characters. First, Jack Russell, and then that was done by Jerry Conway and Mike Ploog, based upon concepts by Stan Lee and Roy Thomas. And okay, so what we know here is that Russell is a descendant of the mystically altered offshoot of humans known as lycanthropes, who eventually become capable of transforming on his own volition, even without a full moon, and retaining his intellect while transformed. Among other things, the series is notable for having the first appearance of Moon Knight, a character whose own Disney Plus series starring Oscar Isaac will stream in 2022. So this is kind of, again, earlier we were talking about the whole Midnight Suns thing. Right? We're talking about the whole Midnight Suns thing, and the Midnight Suns thing is a pretty big deal because that is something that a lot of people are curious about. Is that going to tie into whatever Disney's working on? And like, look, man, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what exactly Feige is up to with this new playground of Marvel Television. They're going to be introducing like the Defenders type groups, you know, that kind of build up to that kind of event series. Because that is what people want. People want there to be a multiple storyline series that culminates with a massive epic event. And they want that. And then they want more of it, as evidenced again by Netflix and the Daredevil series, which I'm sorry, I'm an ardent Defenders fan. It's been 4 years. I still defend it. And I want also Daredevil to come back, by the way. So there's that. But I think this could be pretty fascinating. It also says here that they introduced a second incarnation of the character Jake Gomez last year in Werewolf by Night #1. And this is a member of the Hopi Native American tribe whose family has been cursed with lycanthropy, comes in conflict with a nefarious pharmaceutical company exploiting members of the tribe. Well, considering right now that the whole situation involving big pharma is kind of a weird place to be. I could see this kind of going any real way where we currently find ourselves. You know, it could be anything right now, but if they are pushing towards a Werewolf by Night scenario and they are looking to find a way to tie it into the Midnight Suns, that should be pretty interesting. And I have a feeling that's what's going to be. I'm just kind of looking to see here if okay. All right, I was looking to see if Mikey's still here, if he's going to confirm anything here. So, did I use, I didn't see the Anakin leaks yet, Geek and Review. If you could send me those on Twitter, I can cover them tomorrow. So I haven't seen them yet, just because I've been busy. I have a lot to talk about tonight, so. Okay, so RJ here says, I know very little about Werewolf by Night, but I'm kind of surprised it's just a one-shot Halloween special and not a full series. Okay, well, this is the thing. I believe this is in response to what DC is doing. So DC is like, oh yeah, we got some shows, right? We got the Green Lantern series, we got Doom Patrol, we got Titans. You know, there's other shows like they're kind of kicking around right now, but then it's like, hey, we're doing these straight to streaming movies. Batgirl, Blue Beetle. You know, who was the other one that was just mentioned the other day? I totally forget. Right? But they're doing a bunch of these straight films and putting them out there. And that's actually something that I think Feige is also down for. It's like, again, you give something the mid-budget of what a movie would be, and that you would give a show, and you can put it out there as well as these one-offs, as these, you know, not everything needs a series, perhaps. They can do something, you know, and then turn it into like a movie or whatever down the road. I think that's kind of what they're going for here. Todd Fayer asks, do you think Kevin Feige deserves a Nobel Peace Prize? For what? I don't know. I mean, I love Feige, but I don't know for what exactly. So, I mean, if you could fill me in on that'd be great. I don't know. I want to make sure I get to this one here. Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah, I did see that, Cass. I don't know what the hell that's about, dude. Like, I saw. Okay, so Cass sent me this live stream as it was ongoing, and I was with my kid, and the live stream was about who's the guy? Who's this fucking guy? Jesse Miller at the Crow's Nest. He's a fan of Menacer. He was in Vegas at the Hard Rock, and like I guess he asked for like a paper menu or something, and like he got warned by security. I don't even freaking know. I don't even know what was going on with that one. Like I don't understand, Cass. I appreciate you sending it over, dude. I just don't know the context. So for me, it doesn't really mean anything, and that's just because I don't know the context. So if you could fill me in, that'd be great. But it's also like 30 minutes. Hey, what's up, Sagi? How you doing? Dropping by to leave a like. Thank you very much. Yeah, I guess he had another meltdown. I don't quite know. I don't quite know at all. So we'll have to wait and see on that one there. But I appreciate you you dropping that info there, Cass. Thank you, man. All right. So let's talk about this whole thing right now that I want to get into, which is Cowboy Bebop. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like really interested to see Cowboy Bebop. I like the anime from what I've seen. I think the anime was pretty good. I know it's beloved by a lot of people. And of course, doing a live action adaptation is going to be one that a lot of people out there are really kind of worried about. Like, who is going to play Ed? You know, I mean, clearly the casting for Ein was perfect because that corgi is just, protected at all costs sort of thing. But some people were mad at John Cho playing Spike. But the biggest one here is Faye Valentine. Right. So this is an article from Salon, which I think is kind of a little bit, I think it's on the right path, so to speak. And it's talking here about Cowboy Bebop is already inciting horny male outrage and hasn't even premiered yet. Why is that? Because Faye Valentine here, played by Daniela Pineda, does not have the double D anime titties flopping all over the place, and that is the big controversy here. That is the big thing. People are like, "What's going on? Where are the anime titties?" They're upset over anime titties, as if they can't just sit back and jack off to anime titties with the actual show here. They need these anime titties around. And again, I these are people like, let's be fair. This isn't about a proper adaptation because they know that this shit don't work. All right. They know that this shit don't work, but people out there, they just want to be mad about something. So yeah, they put out, the new images, earlier this week about Cowboy Bebop. And so the author here says the male outrage, follows a long-ongoing, pitchfork-wielding, history of pitchfork-wielding men gathering in their town square of choice, be that on Twitter or Reddit, and declaring war on any on-screen depiction of a female character that doesn't sexually gratify them. Now, look, I will sit there and I will give one caveat on this. I prefer like when you have like canon accurate costumes, but there are things in adaptations that you are not able to do. There are certain things that are just thematically don't fly or are just absolutely unable to do. And when it comes to this particular costume of Faye Valentine, it becomes kind of an issue. All right. Now, Pineda here is playing as Faye, which is adorned in a stylish but practical attire for the intergalactic bounty hunter who regularly spars with violent outlaws and leaps from planet to planet on the regular. Just like her male peers, she's reasonably dressed for her role, and the men of the interwebs are losing their mind. One person here says, "These outfits look awful. I've seen better cosplay. This looks nothing like Faye Valentine. This looks nothing like an animated fictional cartoon woman with cup thighs and a 12-inch waist." Yeah, I mean, like, that, I'm sorry, but that kind of woman doesn't fucking exist, dog. That kind of woman doesn't exist. You're not going to be able to find like not one that can maybe act. It might be surgically altered to look that way, but that kind of chick doesn't fucking exist. It's just like, it's stupid. Another concerned citizen tweeted, "I need my Faye Valentine slutty with puppies out. I don't know what the fuck this is." Yeah. I mean, so stupid. Here's the thing. So even Javier Grillo Marx, I can't even pronounce that last name. I'm so sorry. Writer on the show, has said that it's been long been planning to get with the times. That means toning down Faye's remarkably impractical outfit and replacing it with something more realistic and less centered around sexual wish fulfillment for male audiences who are aroused by cartoons. The cartoon is there if you got a FAP. If you got a FAP to the cartoon. No one's going to sit there and like shame you for beating your meat to a fucking cartoon. I mean, like they might, so I probably wouldn't like put it on a t-shirt or something or really kind of vocalize it outside of an anime convention. But at the end of the day, no one is going to sit there and like look at you and go like, I bet they masturbate to Faye, don't they? No one fucking cares. All right. Like no one cares. I'm telling you guys, like this is the thing on these, when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I'll be honest with you guys, this is kind of a big factor here. All right. Look at her outfit right there. I got a picture right here to kind of compare it. Yeah. There's cosplay. So you've got this image of Danielle Pineda here. And then I don't know who this cosplay actor is, who's clearly more accurate to the character. All right. That's what a cosplayer does. A cosplayer is trying to look as canonically accurate as possible. It's a challenge for many of them. They like this kind of challenge. That's kind of the whole point. At the same time, the cosplay model on the right in that outfit could probably not do a lot of stunts or even really grapple with men. Because here's the thing, and how many times do you hear about this when it comes to like female combative characters in shows? I mean, like, physically active female characters in shows. You'll always hear the alternate side of that argument, which is there's no way they could fight them. There's no way they could fight them. There's no way they could beat them in a fight. There's no way because men have too much body mass. Men are too much stronger than women. There's no way they're going to be able to do it, you guys. There's literally no way they'll be able. This is again, it's a literal no fucking win scenario. It is a no win scenario, not one damn bit. Period. Point blank. Full stop. It's a no win scenario. But what pisses me the fuck off though is like really what I've seen here. What I've seen here is is the ridiculous nature of the fandom menace, especially Mr. NPC himself, Gary from Nerderotic, who tweeted this out just a little bit ago. First cuties, then Netflix, and now this. Well done, Netflix. Cowboy Bebop, never let an adult pretender go off script. Oof. And this is seriously, he's not even really getting a lot of love on this. Like people are going, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to play for you this clip from Daniela because this is seriously this is her take on it. And see if you can note, I don't know, like the fucking sarcasm, which apparently the clip did not save. Give me a second here to bring that up. I thought the clip was going to load up. It didn't load up. Damn you, StreamYard. But anyway, look, it's all sarcasm. She's got a lot of sarcastic tone here. For some reason, Gary, he's either ignoring it or he's looking, he doesn't get it because he doesn't understand satire. And if you ever pay attention to what he doesn't understand anything, to be honest with you. I would say years of substance abuse probably really killed any kind of cognitive thought. But anyway, that's my take.
Hey guys, so as you know, our Cowboy Bebop first look dropped today, which was so exciting. And I just wanted to address a couple of things that sort of keep coming up in the comments amongst fans. First, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character. 6 foot, double D size breast, 2-inch waist. They looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It's kind of weird. So they just went with my short ass. I know. Am I right? There was talk about like, can we put Daniela in a time machine and maybe give her different parents so she has different genetic information to sort of make her look better? It proved to be too complicated. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was I want to apologize that the outfit I'm wearing is not exactly what she wears in the anime. We tried, but doing stunts in tissue paper, things disappear, they rip. Sometimes it just got lost. Anyway, like I was saying, that original costume, they made a couple of them, but like I said, they got sort of slurped up in my various crevices, never to be retrieved again. So we needed to really build something that could withstand the test of time. So just,
See, that's all it is. That's all. That's sarcastic, making fun of the costume, but just being sarcastic about like, oh yeah, they tried to find a costume that worked like that, but my body swelled it up. So either she's calling herself chunky or, she's making fun of herself in that clip, by the way. And I love here what Jess here says. I feel triggered with the sarcasm. That's right. Absolutely. And the last one here says it best. She's making fun of them. Honestly, I'm more into the show now than before because she is feisty, which is totally on character. And that's the whole point, Sane One. That is the whole point. This is kind of the whole thing here, is that when you have got these kind of people that all they do is they get mad about every little thing, it makes it so either these people want to come out and just kind of dunk on them because it's fucking funnier, or they just don't want to listen to any fan feedback at all because it's completely going to be just, lost on them. And a lot of these guys, man, they're dumb as fuck. Anyway, I brought in RJ to ask his take on this one, as he's kind of the resident anime guy.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
But I will say this though,
Christ.
A lot of people seem to be liking Daniela. They like her attitude. They think it's feisty and sparky.
Oh, of course they do. No, here's my thing. I said in the chat, like, here's the thing. Faye Valentine was a sexy character, not because of the way she looked. Obviously, they played a big part into it, but it was her attitude, her demeanor, her personality, right? She's a very well-written character, and it's like, again, her demeanor and personality that made her iconic, not just the visual look to her. If the actress can get that figured out and, turn in a good performance, and there you go. That's all you need, right? So, and again, Nerdrotic is a fucking moron, so,
Oh, he's absolutely a moron. I mean, like, it's just, again, him and Doomcock and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. That's all they can do. That's literally all they can do.
Well, I made the joke in the chat. I mean, let's be fair. Nerdrotic is the kind of guy who would have been there on January 6th. Just saying.
He might disagree with you. But I don't. I think he would have probably been there on Jenny. He would have been there, and he would have been carrying a sign saying no CRT and LOTR.
He would have been there in Nancy Pelosi's office. I'm just saying.
Yeah, probably leaving some Nutter Butter smeared on her phone. I just all of these people, all they do is spew hate all the time, right? Like, yeah, I was sent the video Jeremy did about people trying to expose him for that I Like the Last Jedi thing that he said many moons ago before going anti-Star Wars. And I kind of thumbed through it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna, I don't know, I don't really feel the need to respond to this because he's doing it for attention.
Yeah. Well, I want to address this really quickly because I'm noticing a lot of this in the Fandom Menace, Clownfish TV, Nerdrotic. These same people are bringing up the exact same points. Well, if cosplayers can do the costume the exact same way as the anime, why can't the Netflix show do it? Oh, I don't know, because a cosplayer doesn't need to go run around and do stunts and perform action sequences and run around 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Listen, could it maybe look a little more like the anime? Maybe. I mean, maybe they could have done a little bit better, but for a modern reinterpretation of it, it's fine. Again, you have to realize that as an actress in 2021, they're not going to wear booty shorts and a thong to do action sequences. I'm sorry, they're just not going to do that.
Yeah, you're not really going to find that anywhere. You're not going to find that not in today's world. Not in today's world. But this is the whole point. Megapontastic here says Gary gets visibly angry whenever he discusses women. I'm sure Midnight's Edge and Doomclown are grifters chasing a buck. I legit believe Gary hates women.
He certainly hates Jesse Milestone. So
yeah, well, come on. To be honest, to be fair, that is not a hard thing to do. If anything, it's super easy to hate her hair because it's just cut it. Just cut it. Because no one, at this point, you're half the time you spend moving your head around. It's just stupid. But it is, look, this is the thing. It's cosplayers aren't actors. That's kind of the whole point. It is I've gone to Comic-Con. I've met a lot of cosplayers over the years. They put a lot of effort into their work. And in some cases, cosplayers have actually been hired to do costume design for some major projects. But that doesn't mean that it still means if they're going to be doing something that's going to have a lot of high action in it and a lot of physical movement, they're going to still have to be practical because otherwise it just.
Well, even the cosplayers will tell you structure your face I like even some of them would probably say to you, "Hey, I don't think like it needs to look exactly like my cosplay in a production." Like they would tell you, "Hey, it's good. I'm proud of my work, but like I don't think it's good enough to like be the actual movie version." You know?
Yeah. No, I get that. And, Shogun here makes a great point. To a certain extent, her wearing super sexy garb almost breaks the realism of the show. Who would wear that IRL? Yeah, I know. It's like if you they're like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love
How
Cowboy
fucking
Bebop.
cold is it in space?
Well, to be fair, they go to other planets. Maybe it's a little cold, it's a little warm there, and you can let the puppies out a little bit.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
okay, but space travel, you know what? Space travel is still a thing. All right. Like it's still really cold in space.
Yeah. By the way, has the Phantom Menace complained that they turned Jet Black into an African American character?
They probably don't know because they don't actually watch any of this stuff.
Well, actually, hilarious. I was going to bring this up. Gary was upset about Masters of the Universe, right?
Yeah,
in his own videos covering it, said, "I never watched Masters of the Universe as a kid. I only recently watched it to prepare for the show." I'm like, "Oh, so your opinion means absolutely nothing to me. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for pointing that out. I have to listen to you."
Well, it's like when he started
Jesus
talking about
Christ.
critical race theory and Lord of the Rings, but provided zero examples of
Yeah,
why there
he's
might
gonna-
be critical race theory.
That'll be his review of the first Cowboy Bebop episode. Jet Black proves that Netflix wants to indoctrinate children on critical race theory.
There's a whole 25-minute segment of Spike just talking about why all cops are bastards.
But then he meets Jet Black, who's the only black officer on the force.
Well, and then even observing stuff here says Jet Black's voice actor was black.
Yes, he was. And if you look at the pictures, outside of the color of his skin, it is a 1-to-1 version of the anime character, pretty much. Like it's about as perfect as you could possibly get it.
I mean, looks like it. I'm looking it up right now.
It's again because of the skin color, it's a little difficult to see some of the facial makeup that they put on them for like the scars and stuff, but it looks pretty close.
Okay. I mean, like I don't have a connection to Cowboy Bebop like other people do.
Well,
so
the thing is with Cowboy Bebop, what makes it so significant is that because of the connection it has to like Adult Swim and Toonami, like for many people, Cowboy Bebop was their introduction to anime. Like this is the anime that started the boom in the West for anime in a lot of ways. Like that was the one that got the ball rolling, right? So that's why it's so significant because it's the one that started the anime boom in the United States.
Okay, well that makes some sense. That does make some sense.
Because it's easily accessible, it had a great dub, and it's very its genre and its storytelling was even like profound back when it first came out. It's just like it felt most accessible to a Western audience, right? So that's why it's always been the one that people have been clamoring for live action adaptation. Because again, it's that perfect blend of East and West, and again, it's easily accessible and it's a very simple but grand story.
Well, TW here kind of disagrees. He says the beginning of the boom really begins with Akira, and I would say you're both kind of right because they're
both
different
of them combined. Yeah,
because Akira late 80s
was a movie.
But then again, like I said, you had like because when you were a kid, Toonami was a fucking like a big thing, right?
Yeah,
when I was
born like right in the height of Toonami. Yeah,
yeah. So like when I was younger, Toonami came out, but I was already like late teens, early 20s when that thing really kind of took off. So I would watch like Adult Swim and I'd watch like Cowboy Bebop at night, and I'd watch like Case Closed, which I know is Detective Conan. And I'd watch other things like that.
Yeah.
And like those kind of shows, which I really liked back then. But still like the Toonami was not for me. I don't give a shit about Sailor fucking Moon. Not one iota. Never cared. A lot of that stuff I don't care about one bit, but it's like, I get it. The people like your age, that this stuff is kind of aimed at, those are the people that like grew up watching this. But the thing is, when you've got like a nearly 50-year-old man upset about not having quad D anime titties and calling it woke and all the other shit.
Yeah,
because
it really shows that there's a problem with him more so than anything.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a complete problem with them. Command unit here says, I have a small problem with the actor, not clothes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know much about the actor on that front, but it's again, like,
well,
the actor doesn't seem to fit the role.
Show, right?
Well, you haven't seen the show yet, Command. You haven't seen anything about the show yet, so you got to wait to see
like,
it.
Visually, I mean, she's the right ethnicity. She has the right, at least on social media, she has a very spunky personality, like the character. So,
Jessica says, "I appreciate anime." Do we know?
By the way, you know who the writer is for the show?
No, I don't.
It's Christopher Yost.
I don't know who that is.
He's a Marvel writer. He wrote all of the Thor movies. He's written the X-Men First Class. He wrote a ton of he wrote Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is a great cartoon, by the way. So I'm optimistic, hopefully.
Okay. Well, it could be something that's, it could be something interesting. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I know it's like I think it's a limited series. I don't know if they're going due to the fact that John Cho broke his leg and was out for a number of months and the pandemic delayed filming. And
I'd hope it'd be an ongoing series because they could like at least do a couple seasons, because I don't think Ed's going to be in the first season at all, because in the anime Ed didn't join the group until like episode 9, I believe. So yeah, they might not even include
they might not
character.
even put Ed in it. I mean, imagine
Ed's
the
so
shit
popular.
But imagine the shit show if they bring in Ed.
Oh yeah,
because like it's going to be like, I mean,
Ed's non-binary. Right?
Yeah, so. Ed's non-binary, and it's like, okay, cool, that's fine. And then it's like you have to get an actor that is probably going to be an NB, because if you don't have an actor who's an NB, then a lot of
it's got to probably be a child actor too.
It's got to be a bit of a child actor. So then again, I mean, like, would you want like Faye's over sexualization around a child actor? What kind of sicko pervert are you? Anyway.
I just hope they nail Vicious. They got to nail Vicious and Julia. They got to nail those characters for Spike's backstory. So hopefully they do that justice.
We'll have to wait.
If they do Ballad of the Fallen Angels right, that could be like a fucking amazing episode of television.
Well, TW here says BEEBOP is only like 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's only 10 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, they're probably just going to do a limited series sort of thing.
I hope not. At least do 2 seasons.
Well, we might find out more because there's that new all day Netflix event coming out here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, you can make the story work in 10 episodes if it's like 40 minutes to an hour each, and you get Ed in there. You could tell the story in a limited series format, but you got to do it right.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see how what they do. I don't know, and I mean, like, they've had a lot of time to make it work, so with any luck, we'll get there with it. But I didn't want to jump over here and talk a bit about the kind of crazier like news coming out of the Marvel stuff today, and that of course is
yes
the Viewer Anon situation. So like, people who don't know who Viewer Anon is he's an insider who mostly does, like, he's got the inside track on test screenings.
Right. Well, it wasn't just him. The reason this all started is because your favorite guy in the world who does blackmail, Danny RPK, posted a tweet that went viral saying, because somebody posted the clip of Thanos fighting Doctor Strange in Infinity War and says, is any fight in the MCU going to top this? And he said, I've heard that Scarlet Witch will fight someone from the Fox universe and Doctor Strange 2, that they're going to try and make the greatest fight in the MCU history, basically. And that led to speculation as to who it is. Then Grace Randolph came out and said, in response to Daniel RPK's tweet, that Wanda Maximoff is the main villain of the film, and yes, she will be fighting characters from the Sony-verse, the Fox-verse, and the MCU multiverse. So then Viewer Anon jumped on this to add his 2 cents on the whole thing.
Is Mikey Sutton still here? Because, like, what does he have to say about this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Flash the Mikey signal.
Yeah. I just dropped him a link, but then we'll be here all fucking night. Anyway, no, I love you, Mikey. But okay, so he's saying here in response, I didn't know about the Grace Randolph stuff because she has me blocked. Saying here, I've been hearing stuff about Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. If it's true, it's bonkers as shit. But because it's out there from other people, Wanda is the villain of the movie, and she does have a confrontation with Xavier and Captain Carter, among others. So what if comes in to play?
And here's where it gets even, I'm sure you're going to bring it up later, but Viewer Anon kind of basically announced that the Illuminati is going to be in this movie.
Yeah. So he says this here. He says, I don't know if this is a final list, but I will stress, as always, to take things with a grain of salt. But here is who I've heard made up the Illuminati in the multiverse of madness. Professor X, Captain Carter, Baldur the Brave, Monica Rambeau, and Mordo.
And the Mordo thing's interesting because I interacted with a couple scoopers, mainly Professor Hulk. Professor Hulk was implying that Mordo's not in the movie, or he's barely in the movie. So I don't know if
Chewede Ejiofor, he's like listed as being in it.
He is, but I think he's implying that's a misdirect. That he's not really going to be in the movie. Which I'm like, okay, then why did Kevin Feige say he's in the movie? Is he really not in the movie? Is he barely in it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, well, given everything that's going on, quite frankly, with that movie, Mordo doesn't really seem to make the most amount of sense.
Yeah, I know, but I'm kind of like ticked about that because I really want to see a resolution for the end credit scene from Doctor Strange 1, the Too Many Wizards. Like, I want to see him and Doctor Strange fight because that's like he's a major Doctor Strange villain. You don't leave that character hanging out for too long.
No, I get that. I get that, but I feel like it's just there's just a lot that is going on, you know, with this movie, and it's like
this is a fascinating Illuminati lineup that I will say. Like if you asked me what the MCU Illuminati would have been, none of these characters I would have said would be in it. None of them, not a single one.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, Xavier, I kind of would have thought.
Yeah, I would have thought Black Panther, Namor, Iron Man. You know.
Okay, because let me just find the. I just want to find the image here. So I did talk about this a while ago with because Mikey actually did. Oh, God damn it! That did not work out the way I wanted it to. I'll just save it here. But Mikey did hook me up with a bit of info surrounding the Illuminati. This was a scoop a while back, because I think this is in. Mikey here says, I scooped the Illuminati in 2019. I think even on $3 Theater. Yeah, and so I just had to go back and pull up my my thumbnail for it, because he was talking about it back then, even then too. And what I always find to be funny is how many people out there kind of like dip on Mikey, and like he's talked quite a bit about that.
Then he's suddenly proven right like 2 years later.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Now, Mikey here says Feige isn't going to introduce that many characters.
Yeah, in one movie.
Well, I mean,
because he says he scooped the Illuminati thing, and that the information's changed a lot because Boseman passed away, so it's changed some of the plans.
Yeah, so I mean, look, Professor X makes sense. Captain Carter makes sense because they're doing a heavy Captain Carter push right now.
Yeah, and we know she's going to be in What If.
Yeah, and then
I'm sorry, Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, we've heard that. I don't know who Balder the Brave is.
Balder the Brave is basically a multiversal version of Thor that leaked on Reddit about a year or two ago. Balder the Brave is a Thor character.
Okay, and then Monica Rambeau and Mordo. So it is kind of coming in from the different franchises.
Yeah, like a character from each, basically.
Yeah. So that could be fascinating to see what's going on with that. There was another tweet that he put out that I just wanted to kind of. Did you see his other tweet though about Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, he said that the idea. Did he delete it? Oh
no, it's right here. He just didn't put it together in a thread. So he says, and since we're talking, last year I hinted that Logan might not be Hugh Jackman's last performance as Wolverine. That's because they wanted him for Doctor Strange 2 to fight Wanda and to get his ass decimated. Apparently, that didn't end up happening. Well, because nobody wants that. Like, nobody wants...
And basically the implications that they switched out Logan for Charles Xavier. And there was a Variety writer, and I wish I could have found that tweet or saved it, but it was a Variety writer asking, or someone asked them, well, which is it going to be? Is it going to be McAvoy or Stewart? And they reply with the gif of Patrick Stewart. So it seems like Patrick Stewart's coming back for one last appearance as Professor X.
Okay, I mean...
Which shocked me, because I really thought they were going to go with McAvoy, not Stewart.
Yeah.
But apparently if it's a one-time appearance, because it seems like basically Wanda's going to fight this character from the Foxverse and defeat them. I'm just going to speculate this might be completely wrong, and if it's right, then I apologize for the spoilers, but it seems like she's going to end up killing this character, right? Like the word decimate means basically she's going to kick the crap out of them and beat them up. That would imply to me that this Fox character will appear in the one scene, have an amazing fight with Wanda, she goes mad, and then that character dies, and then she runs off to go do whatever else in the movie as the main villain.
Yeah.
So Patrick Stewart coming back one last time to get like one big visual spectacle fight and then dying again like he did in Logan. I guess that's what's going to happen. And then you have like a new leader of the Illuminati.
Yeah, well, Mikey here makes a great point. That doesn't follow Feige's linear path, and that's kind of the thing. Now, but Mega Podtastic here says it was confirmed about a year ago that Patrick Stewart had a meeting with Kevin Feige about returning to the MCU, but Stewart said he wanted to go out on Logan. And I mean, like the thing is, Logan, like that ending, you can't really top that ending,
right? And that's why I was a little bit not really. I was a little concerned because I'd much rather have McAvoy come back one last time. Because McAvoy didn't really. I mean, listen, Dark Phoenix was technically an ending. I didn't like that movie very much, though. To be fair, I think he deserves a much better finale. Him being in this movie is like one last goodbye could be really cool,
and that would be okay. That would be all right with me. I think that's absolutely okay. I think the bigger issue here has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of people are. I get what people want. People want, they want Hugh Jackman, they want Ian McKellen, they want Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Ian McKellen and Hugh Jackman, I think sadly you're not going to get. I think getting one X-Men character right now probably makes sense, and Xavier makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Xavier does make the most amount of sense, but it's got to be McAvoy. This has got to be McAvoy. Or Fassbender as Magneto. Hell, I would. Oh my God, I would cream myself if that happened.
I know. I would
want
Michael
Fassbender to come back in. Because he was like him and not Jennifer Lawrence though. Get a new Mystique.
No,
she's but Evan Peters as Quicksilver. I mean, look here. Okay, I have a theory about that. By the way, I have a theory about that. I really do think that was Evan Peters from. I think Evan Peters was actually Pietro. And I say this because I don't think that Agatha's abilities allow her to create the powers. I think she has the ability to control them, and she'll have the ability to use their powers. But I think that Ralph Boner was just a cover.
Well, yeah. Well, I thought the whole point was that Ralph Boner was the cover name for the guy that Jimmy Woo was looking after that was in Witness Protection.
Yeah, well, and who was it?
So Ralph Boner was a fake name.
Yeah, Ralph Boner was a fake name, but it was a stage name, right? It was a stage name because it was a headshot. I just don't think we're done with Evan Peters yet. I think
no, I don't think so either.
I he was great for what they had him in. I mean, if you want to bring back Quicksilver, give us Quicksilver with Evan Peters. He was awesome, and it would make a lot of sense because Wanda might have the ability. To do all that stuff. So we don't know all of it just yet, but I don't see it as being.
There's just so many rumors that are conflicting with each other too. Because now Wanda Maximoff is the main villain, but then 6 months ago, I heard that Shuma Gorath was the main villain. So which is it? We
don't know. And the thing is, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people were putting out fake information. Like if the studio realizes that they can keep confusion alive by dumping a lot of fake information out there.
They're just gonna like throw scoops out to the wind to get people to talk about it.
And I'm not saying like Mikey's getting dealt with, like he's getting bad shit. He's been pretty good so far. What I mean by that is going
viewer or non might be getting bad information.
Well, not even necessarily viewer or non, but it could be a lot like Daniel RPK. I think outside of trailers gets a lot of bad information because a lot of the stuff he says doesn't ever come true. And period, and then, but people just kind of, you got your little, your little feelers out and people hear things and they report things. But we just don't know. And then 4chan plays a big part of that too. But then again, 4chan has been accurate a number of times as well. I remember in 2019 when the entire plot for the Scoob movie got leaked on 4chan.
I remember that, yeah.
And no one believed it. No one believed it.
It sounded ridiculous.
It sounded ridiculous.
Why the hell's Captain Caveman in the Scooby-Doo movie?
Yeah, and then they did it, and you're like, oh my God. And now I fucking love that movie. So, it's it can happen if done correctly. So hold on, what's Bendover talking about here? Is he talking about Andrew? Oh, yes, the Andrew Garfield interview where he kind of like I'm totally not into you guys. No, we're gonna wait for that one. I think that again, I do think Spider-Man Far From Home is probably one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And obviously at this point, it's gonna be a massive movie, and but it feels like so weird. To be fair,
it doesn't feel like a real movie in a way. Like, I know it's coming, but it's like like everything that's going to be in like that and Doctor Strange 2 feel like that. Like, I think Viewer Not actually put a funny picture out where it's like basically Feige's like a kid playing with toys right now, or just like anything that he could do at this point he's doing in those two movies. It's like it doesn't feel real in that sense because it's so fantastical at this point. Like, it's like your wildest fanboy dreams have come true, you know?
Yeah, I've seen a couple things like that where you've got like the different memes about Feige and everything else. And I just laugh. I just laugh and laugh because look, the thing is, this guy has now got control of like all of these characters.
He can literally do anything at this point. Like, now it's like he has the keys to the entire catalog.
For the most part, because there's no way Sony is going to be bailing out of this.
Some people disagree with me on that. I have bets with certain people about the deal expiring post stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. I have those pictures saved in my phone because I knew that they were going to get taken down. Here's the funny thing: it was Columbia Pictures. That's how you know it's legit. Like, it's Sony Columbia Pictures.
Here's the thing with this though: is anyone can claim it, right? So this is the whole point. This is where you gotta. It happens quite often, even on YouTube. So just because it says Columbia Pictures. It may not actually be Columbia Pictures. The way the DMCA system operates across the net is that if a DMCA claim is filed, they have to respond. They have to. They are legally obligated to respond, meaning they take it down. Now, there can be, on Twitter, no one is going to sit there and like file a counterclaim. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm saying like there are ways around it where like certain people have done it before to do all that kind of stuff. Yanis here says, you love Disney, don't you, Matt? Yeah,
I like Marvel.
I like Marvel. I like Star Wars. Fuck.
It's not my fault they own everything.
Bluey is an amazing children's show. It's really funny. Like, it's got a lot of stuff aimed at parents in there too. I relate a lot to the parents, and I crack up at it every single day. So yeah. They put out they have a lot of good stuff. I don't see the problem here.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I saw an article pop up on fucking Facebook and I was going to screenshot it and kind of rage about it. But one of the things, like, Grace Randolph was trying to say, like, what if is no one's watching it and whatever the fuck, right?
Oh, did you address that in the review? Because I know some people are saying this episode kind of like petered off, right? This episode might have killed interest.
The fuck are they talking about? It petered off. Were they not paying attention?
Want to know what's hilarious? So I've been covering Oz heel versus babyface because his what if reviews have been so bad. They've actually been offensive. Like, he basically said that episode 2 was written like an infantilization and fetishism of black people. And I was so pissed off listening to that. Episode 3 is it's actually a decent episode. It's actually written well because it's not focused on identity politics. I'm like, fuck you, Oz. Fuck you.
That guy has wait, okay. Like that breaks my brain a little bit, RJ. I'm not going to lie.
He said that episode 2 felt like it was written by a white guy who was celebrating infantilization and fetishism of black people. Yes. I know. I was so pissed. I was listening to that. I was just like,
that is.
And he also basically said that episode 2, the T'Challa episode, was pretty much designed to be a massive FU to Chris Pratt because he's a white Christian man who believes in the nuclear family.
Chris Pratt and his wife like broke up.
He's also basically implying that. Oh, he also said that because they made Star-Lord pansexual in the comics, it means that they don't like Chris Pratt, implying that he's homophobic, basically, even though he's
I have heard those accusations, but those are levied against the pastor of that church that he is a part of. And I won't lie. Like, my opinion of Chris Pratt definitely changed when he started going all Jesus on us. Now he keeps those. That's his personal politics. He keeps that stuff separated. All right. Like, he keeps that stuff separated and whatever. And I still really like Chris Pratt. I just like him a little bit less now. And it's not that I won't go see his properties or whatever, but it's like the kind of person who I thought he was as Andy on Parks and Rec, or when he was in Take Me Home Tonight, or some of his earlier stuff. I feel like that's gone. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's a giant goofball, but I feel like that's all gone now. And instead of being a goofball, he's like, oh, I have a ranch and we shear wool and we make sweaters and we give it to, I'm like, okay, that's nothing wrong with that. But it's like,
no, that's fine. If he wants to be a family man and a Christian, that's fine.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But it's like, look, him and Anna Faris, they were together for a long time. They had a kid. What broke up their marriage was his success. I'm not even kidding you. Like, she wanted to, like, you know, he was never home because he was off doing, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, Endgame, all that shit. And then she was doing the show Moms, but Moms is shot in LA. She actually quit the show, but you know, before the show ended. Right. And so it's like she's talked a little bit about how their marriage kind of fell apart, but I think Chris Pratt kind of like just his star shot so fast that
and
there
so
was
quickly too.
so
like a
fast,
year.
so quickly. I think people reached out and they got their fucking tendrils in them, you know? And you kind of saw this in season 2 of The Boys when they were mocking Scientology and how, like, at a moment when they needed to find, you know, they needed help or something, or they needed a moment of clarity, here comes that church to, like, bring on A-Train and whoever else it was, you know?
Mm.
And so it's kind of like, you know, there's a lot of that in Hollywood, and it is what it is. I still like Chris Pratt. I can't wait to see Jurassic World Dominion. But that's
again,
kind of my take on
his review of What If was just so offensive. It's like, how dare you, man? Like, that is just like so poorly constructed, such a poorly thought out review. Like some of the things he just says in those What If reviews are just so bafflingly stupid. I don't understand people can agree with them. It's not only stupid, but it's downright offensive, some of the things he says. And I'm not an easily offended person.
He's not, like, the thing is, they say that kind of crap. They say that kind of crap because they know that it's going to get people to listen to them. They know that it's going to get outrage, and they know that it's going to work. And that's the case. Is it works because also it gets people pissed off. So they want to go see what else he had to say. It's a Howard Stern effect. And then the people that like him are going to go, yeah, it's confirmation bias. So they feel good because they get the dopamine hit of feeling like their feelings are validated, when it's some of the most inane and, quite frankly, retarded criticism I've ever heard.
Yeah.
This stuff isn't even like this stuff isn't even like critical. It's juvenile.
Well,
it's so dumb.
Like, it's juvenile and finding criticism and something to complain about when there's no validation to it.
And I'm not against juvenile humor or like whatever. I make dumb, stupid jokes all the time, but it's like, you can still think about things critically. And that's what's lost on so many of these people. So many of these mindless drones of people that just look for the same opinion fed back to them. You know, we get into bickers here on the show. I like getting into fights with everybody. I think it's funny because I think it keeps the debate going. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that. But real quick here, we are kind of coming into the last couple minutes of this. Ben Dover says Jarbo is a Disney shill at Campia. I don't care. I like what I like. If they paid me to promote Star Wars or Marvel, I would do it. You know, if they were like, lick Feige's taint, I'm like, probably okay. I'm going. It's gonna get clipped out. But anyway, Peter Rabbit's Defender here, $10, man. Thank you. Says Jarbo, I trust you and will always be part of the PL family. Please don't be mad at me for asking this. I enjoyed your streaming with Vito, but how can we trust him? He's still engaging with them. What he's talking about here is tonight, Vito Gasoldi is in Las Vegas with Andy Segura and Jody's Corner and Louis Lecca. I know that they were at a house party together. Jody
was really digging into some holes.
Yeah, I saw they paid for bikini models or whatever. Like, whatever, man. I don't care enough about, like, you know, he fronts in order to make it look like he's living large. But personally, but it's and then, like, you know, Andy was there doing his thing or whatever. I don't care about any of that shit. But I know Vito's there. Here's the thing with this. Vito also works with another person that I vehemently despise. And he's friendly with people who I vehemently also despise. I don't hold that against him because it's one of those things where it's like, I think I know where he truly stands on a number of issues, but he's also an easygoing guy and he gets along with a lot of people. So I don't really have a problem with that. Like, you know, when before Vito came on, like we talked about the people he knows who don't like me and I don't like them. And if you listen to the conversation, at no point did we bring them up. And it was a great conversation. And again, I'd probably be willing to, like, even have a conversation with, you know, Geeks and Gamers or Nerdrotic or whatever. I'd love to have a debate. And I wouldn't come at it with, like, you know, bad faith, right? Like, of course, if we got into it, if it got heated, they'd probably throw the flagging thing or the polar bear thing in my face, whatever. Better people have tried. And I, you know, whatever, that's just water off my back. I don't care. Whatever. Let it roll off my back. It's been 3 years. Let that shit go. but I'm still, if we could find, I've had a conversation with Jeremy before and it was a fun conversation, you know, and I would like to be able to press him on some issues, but at the same time, like there are elements of him as a fan that I also have connected with that I do like. I don't know if that Jeremy from 2018 is still around anymore. I honestly don't believe so. But that Jeremy before he is whatever he is now was actually a lot of fun to talk to. And I see why people like him. I do get why people like him. But but those guys, they won't talk to me because they are afraid of me bringing up things. They're probably afraid of me sideswiping them with shit, as they probably should be, to be fair. And I'm being honest. Like with Vito, I have nothing against Vito. It's all out there in the open. You know what I mean? Like, and he'll talk to you about it. They won't talk to you about their opinions. They won't talk to you about their beliefs. They only use hyperbole. They only use talking points. They won't actually engage with you on a one-to-one level, which is the difference. You know, like Andy Signor will sit there and threaten to extort you or blackmail you. Jody will threaten to do the same. We know this is on camera. This has been recorded. It's caught in 4K. Vito won't do that. And Vito has been my buddy for a while. So it's like, and yeah, there's a little bit of biasness there. I like him. So that's kind of how that's the problem with it. Anyway, I appreciate that, buddy. That's the best advice. That's the best thing I can give. Hold on. H-Bars here says, Peter, stop talking. I'm your lawyer, Matt Murdock.
I won't be shocked if they do a scene like that. It's like, stop talking. Stop telling him you didn't kill him. I'll defend you.
Let's see. Mike Oxlong here with a photo of me from 2016 at the Hoover Dam. I don't know why do you have these photos? Anyway, best part of Jurassic World is Bryce Dallas Howard's butt or boobs. I don't know if the peach
that's a butt. That's the butt.
Is that the butt emoji?
Yes, it's the butt emoji.
Okay.
Don't ask why I know that, but I do.
Well, I would say that probably Jurassic World.
Yeah, remember the heel controversy with that movie?
Yeah, Redding in heels. Yeah, that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Ada Princess Matt, every stream you do is against the other side. I think you need to debate those people, get them out of your soul. I say go for it. They won't talk to me though.
Yeah, they refuse to, basically.
They are literally
He is their boogeyman.
They literally will not talk to me. Like, period. At all. That when Mikey dropped that news about Kathleen Kennedy the other day,
mm-hmm.
and they ended up like they talked about Mikey, but not about him being on my show. They mentioned
they didn't say where he dropped the news.
Yeah,
they
skirted around it constantly. They don't want to say my name.
Yeah. By the way, I apologize for that tangent you went on. You're talking about a Facebook post you saw for What If before I talked about Oz.
Oh, what, you have something or what?
No, you said you saw a Facebook post you want to talk about. That made you upset?
I don't remember. I don't have it lined up.
Okay.
Was this tonight?
Yeah. You're talking about What If. You said, oh, there's this Facebook post I saw on What If I was going to talk about, but I forgot to. Yeah,
I forgot. It might come back to me later on. It's been a long day.
No, I get you.
I can honestly say I did not get my nap. So, okay, J-Pod here says, I remember when Matt was first on Andy's channel and a bunch of trolls just kept showing up to chat as a disaster. But that was before Andy became a Cash App dude. Andy actually made a lot of money in super chats that night when he was coming on and shit. So yeah, it's all good. I don't really care. It's kind of like, I don't care about these people. Like, I'm going to dunk on them because fuck them. You know what I mean? Like if you lie to your audience, all right, I have no problem dunking on you. Okay. Yeah. I have no problem because here's the thing is they hide behind the concept of opinion. All right. Did you guys see that short I brought up today about Doomcock where, he's like, oh, these smaller YouTube channels, because he's trying to do an Admiral Akbar apparently. And I'm like, look, you can sit there and say that smaller channels are calling you out because they're jealous or whatever, but you've made over 50 videos saying that Kathleen Kennedy is going to get shit canned.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just think it's hilarious how he's panicking over Mikey. Like, that's hilarious to me.
Because
he's losing his mind over it.
Because it's the thing he can't control. It's like he lost his shit over fucking what Ryan Kinnell said on Friday Night Tights. He lost his shit over that because they called him out and like no one defended him. And here is like his credibility, because Mikey has had an upswing in popularity, a verified popularity. Doomcock keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again. It's the literal definition of insanity. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Real quick, we got a $10 Australian here from Draco Sar. Finally managed to catch a live stream. Always enjoy the content. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, right. Well, the face. No, I think it was like Grace Randolph was talking about like the low numbers for like what?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. The low.
Yeah.
Or what if, yeah.
Look, dude. Oh, no. Sorry. It wasn't. Okay. I saw this on Facebook. It's not a Facebook post. This is what I remember what it was. They were talking about like, they're going like, oh, was it like What If and Bad Batch fans, look out. There's a new Disney show that's destroying their view time or their view counts or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And I click on it and I'm like, the first thing it says, like, it's a children's show. And I'm reading it. And I just went like, oh, they're talking about Bluey. And then I read
what Bluey is.
So Bluey is an Australian kids show. The episodes are about 6.5 to 7.5 minutes each. It deals with a lot of like
the dogs.
The dogs. The dogs.
Yeah.
Right. And there's 2 seasons. There's like 52 episodes per season. A 3rd season is on the way, which I'm very excited for because I do like the show. And it's like, it's a really good show. It's really heartfelt in a number of ways. Like the parents are like, they deal with having 2 kids and like, all the kind of pitfalls that come with it. And there's little gags back and forth. Like at one point, like the dad's got a Polaroid camera and, she's gonna like take pictures of the kids, and then like the mom opens up the garage door and she's standing there by the bike and she's like, who wants to go for a ride? And then the camera just goes off and the Polaroid shoots out. Right. And I'm all like, there's a joke for the adults. And there's little things like that, like little itty bitty lines of dialogue and little kind of things between the parents. And you're like, but it's a really well-crafted show. I really like it.
It's basically that Facebook post or whatever it was, whatever you saw on Facebook, is basically like saying, oh, Bluey's doing better than all these genre shows. Look out.
Yeah,
Marvel,
and I'm like, it's
Disney.
a kid's show. What are you talking about? Yeah, Mega Podtastic here says, Bluey is surprisingly hilarious. Chattermax. Yeah, Chattermax. Here's your moment of zen. Geeks here says, my 4-year-old nephew watches Bluey and Boss Baby 24/7. Dude, welcome to my life as well, yeah. And that's kind of the whole point, is like, it's like these articles now are like, why are you attacking Star Wars and Marvel? Oh, right. You want to get in the headline. You want to get into the algorithm.
Catches your eye.
So it's all it is.
Yeah.
And that's, so all it is bullshit, and how they frame it as bullshit and how they do it is bullshit. And that's my biggest complaint right now. It's like, it's not legitimate. It's not realistic. It's all a fallacy. And it's all just done to manipulate. And, look, it got me kind of angry. I still stupidly clicked on it, but that becomes a problem. And I just want to like start really pushing back on this stuff. Carlos here saying, screw Bluey. Blue's Clues is better. Get the fuck out of here.
They're
Carlos.
both good.
Get the fuck. No, Blue's Clues is shit. All right.
Oh,
I'm making
really
that.
Gonna go for my childhood like that.
I'm gonna. Steve
Blue's
can
Clues
suck it.
Blue's Clues is iconic, sir. How dare you?
Blue's Clues is like the freaking, you know what? Like Steve
Blue
always reminded me
icon. She's the moment.
Whatever. Whatever, man.
Blue's Clues is good, man. I will not deal with slander for that show. That's a damn good kids show.
Yeah.
Listen. Blue's Clues had an Avengers Endgame level crossover. All 3 hosts, the new one, Steve and Joe, all meet. Okay, that was great.
Oh my god! Ooh, so it's like the opening of season 8 of The Flash.
Yeah,
did you hear about that? They had the season 8. It's all gonna have characters from like all across the Arrowverse, and I think people are coming to realize, just cancel the show.
Batwoman, Ryan Choi, Brandon Routh's coming back as the Atom.
Is it Ryan? Is it the actor from the movie?
Or is it a different actor? I think it's a different actor.
Okay, it's just like, all right, like people are just like, kill it, end the show, destroy it. It's dead. It's dead.
It's gotta be the last season. It has to be.
You would like to think so. H-Bart's here with the backup. Blue's Clues sucks and I'm a Zoomer. That is true.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
Rodney says, this is the last season of The Flash. I haven't heard that yet, but I'm cool with it, man. I love the first couple seasons of that show. It was fucking fantastic. I did, okay. All right, Anthony, buddy, you don't got to call the voicemail line like 4 times in the last hour. So I get you, man, but you know what? Let's cool it a bit. All right, so yeah, I kind of want to wind it down. I know.
Well, I was gonna say, as you start to wind the show down, I wanted to ask you something real quick. Did you see the news that they added the controversy surrounding Martin Luther King Jr. and Fortnite?
Yes, I did. I was laughing so hard at that because I made a joke on Twitter, and let me classify. I have to preface this with that it's a joke. I had said that that this is finally white suburban kids can finally have blackface.
I saw this clip on Twitter. I posted in the private chat. It is the funniest. I felt so bad for laughing, but I was on the verge of tears. It was so goddamn funny.
All right, hold on. We'll take a look at this here.
You gotta play with the audio though. It's just audio of the speech over the gameplay, but it's fucking hilarious.
This is. Let me just make sure. Okay, so make sure my.
Okay, so for the context, Fortnite is doing a promotion with Time Magazine where they recreated the Washington Lincoln Memorial, the whole Washington D.C. area, and they're playing the speech. It's like a curated museum, and this is what people are doing in the game as they watch the speech being performed, obviously, and on the screen as they walk around and tour the museum dedicated to Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, I will say this though. This comes across as like less degrading than that whole Fortnite: The Rise of Skywalker announcement from the Emperor.
Oh, where they put like crucial story bits into the game.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
And then, so if you didn't play that event, you had no clue what the hell they were talking about.
The opening crawl is like the Emperor has spoken or whatever the fuck the line was. Yeah, he made an
announcement across the galaxy.
It wasn't even in the movie.
It was in Fortnite.
That was so bad. All right, let's listen to this. I have a dream.
For little children, one day they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
They're just dancing.
I have a dream.
Oh my God. I need to find the image I found on Twitter tonight. I saw this before going live. There was, oh my God. Hopefully I can still find it. I guess like they put in, I don't know if this is real or not. I do not know if this is real. I pray to Jeebus that it is, because, oh no, I think it actually is. This is actually in the game.
Yes, it's a museum. You walk around and look at the exhibits and talk about the history of segregation. Yeah. And they have Rick Sanchez there. By the way, you can do the Gangnam Style emote the entire time. Just dance on people, throw tomatoes at the exhibit and the screen. You can dance. You can. It's. I understand the intent behind it, but the execution was so badly handled. It was goddamn hilarious.
I can't believe they would do this.
Well, they've done something like this before. They had the during the BLM movement, they had that one thing with some of the CNN people. They screened like a documentary about Black Lives Matter or something.
While a bunch of 13-year-old suburbanite white kids are calling everyone the N-word over group chat.
And throwing tomatoes at the screen and dancing and ignoring the actual thing. Bad idea. This is terrible. I do agree here with Out of Print saying it's official. The end is near. Jess here makes a great point. We need the MLK speech from Boondocks. Sure. Well, it was funny because like some people make the joke saying now all these 12-year-old kids are going to go to their history class, learn about Martin Luther King Jr. and be like, oh my God, that's the guy from Fortnite.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy for Fortnite. Jeez. Oh my God. So, speaking of absolute utter possible potential cringe, I came across this today. I haven't seen it yet. I wanted to do a react to this trailer, and then we'll watch the 4K bit, but or 40K. This is a movie called Rushed, and it is like a psychological thriller or a horror movie, right? Going around Twitter right now, a bunch of accounts are saying this is the best trailer I've ever seen.
Oh, right? Okay.
Now, I don't know because no one else agrees with it, but let's check it out.
rush out the door to class. Listen to me. I want you to say that pledge thing one more time, hun. Because you gotta know it cold.
Louder! I will forever honor my founding fathers.
If you practice it today, tonight you'll be like, thank God Mom had me say it today.
Let's party, huh? We're gonna take a shot. How's that, baby?
Yeah, rush week.
He's fine, Jesse.
Jimmy, can you hear me? He's not responding to us.
After an extensive state police department investigation, all parties have found the university not liable.
I've been just sitting around wallowing, and I can't do that anymore. I gotta go do something important for your brother.
The university investigator said that he drank too much.
They say it was my son's fault.
He was my only child.
Senator, how many kids have to die before someone's liable?
Well, it's tradition.
Don't look at me. This guy just thinks he's the funniest in town.
Tied him to a chair because he passed out,
I'll show you who's funny.
and then they peed on him.
You got that?
Oh
What are you saying to me?
Send her the photo.
Oh my god.
She's gonna go all taken on their ass.
I know. Why isn't Robert Patrick doing this though? I want to see Robert Patrick fuck up some college kids.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I think that is Fred's mom from the Fred movie. Yes,
That is Fred's mom from the Fred movie. Yeah. That's absolutely. You killed the son of the T-1000, you will die.
I know. Why isn't Robert Patrick the one exacting revenge from both the parents?
Because, like the revenge bit with the dad kind of like does make a lot, we see that quite often, to be fair. We do see that quite often, to be pretty fair. The other one here I wanted to look at, because I did have it propped up and I do want to watch it because I haven't seen it yet and I want to, is they released a Red Band trailer today for The Kingsman, which
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that movie exists. To be honest with you, man.
because it should have been out
2019.
No, it should have been out last year. It was originally slated for last year.
No, 2020. It was February 2020.
No, I think it was was it February? Then they pushed it to September.
It's supposed to come out the same weekend as Sonic.
Supposedly, it's coming out now later on this year. So I want to check this one out.
This is like 2021's version of the New Mutants.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot better than the New Mutants.
I still haven't watched New Mutants, by the way.
Neither have I. Neither have I. I feel really bad about that. I know it's on HBO Max, but I haven't watched it yet.
I might watch it this weekend just to like check it out and just say.
Have you watched the Witcher animated movie yet?
I've never even seen the regular Witcher show. So
no. Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's good though. You should watch it. All right, let's check this out. Red Band for fucking shit up.
It's a prequel, right?
Yep.
Our guest of honor, Rasputin.
Gary from Nerdrotic is in this?
I'm looking for someone who can help me gain an audience with the Tsar. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
I only make decisions when my stomach is full or my balls are empty.
Well, thank God dinner is being served.
That's actually pretty true.
Yeah. Small things can grow into big problems. We are the first independent intelligence agency. While governments wait for orders, our people take action.
Oh, Shimon Hansu. Nice.
You're going to need a suit.
Very clever. Time to dance.
Fucking about!
Okay.
Fuck this gentleman shite!
I'm gonna love killing you.
Well, we shall see.
Okay, that looks cool. That looks cool.
I will say that does look better than
It's way
Kingsman.
better than Kingsman 2.
I liked Kingsman 2. I really did like it. It is not as good as the first one.
No, it falls very short of the first film.
But if you look at it, whereas the first one was mimicking Bond, like was mimicking Connery Bond, right? Was paying homage to that, parodying that, right? This one sequel, The Golden Circle, was more Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Right. So it's because Roger Moore movies are more of the absurd.
Yeah, very goofy, over the top.
Yeah, and that was very much like that. So this one kind of feels like it's going back. Like they could be like, it's like the George Lazenby version of this shit. Either way, it looks fucking awesome.
Got Ray Fiennes in there. Who's playing Rasputin?
I don't know who's playing Rasputin.
And the woman in the trailer looks very familiar. I feel like I've seen her and stuff.
That's Gemma Arterton. She was in Prince of no, what was it? The Jake Gyllenhaal video game one, Prince of Persia. She was in Prince of Persia. She was in Quantum of Solace. She was in Clash of the Titans. That's right. Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I knew her from a lot of stuff. I just didn't remember where I saw her from. Oh, Ray Fiennes, or how do you say his name?
Rafe. It's Rafe. It's Rafe Fiennes.
No, not Ray Fiennes. The guy who played Lizard.
Oh, Reef Ifans, whatever.
Yeah,
Reef Ifans.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Doc Connors in 2014's Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's playing Rasputin.
Okay, he's good. I like him. I like him quite a bit. So that should be fun to see how that's going to go.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's in this one too. Oh, and Daniel Bruhl. Daniel Bruhl's in this too.
Really, Aaron Taylor Johnson
and Daniel Bruhl.
Okay, I love me some Daniel Bruhl.
And Stanley Tucci.
Oh shit! All right, that trailer was fun, but didn't show everything apparently.
Matthew Vaughn's directing. Okay, I thought it was like a spinoff, so it wasn't him.
No, it's Matthew. It's totally Matthew Vaughn. This is his baby. This is why the whole Argyle thing is blowing up in the way that it is, right? You know, that's why he's like moving over to Argyle, because I think there's a lot of issues with trying to get more Kingsman off the ground because of the Disney situation. If I'm being fair.
Do you think this might be the last movie?
They're planning they are doing a Kingsman 3 that is going to finish up the story of Eggsy. It's going to kind of wrap up his storyline, and I can't wait to see what they do with that, because I think that's going to be more like the Daniel Craig Bond, or maybe even Timothy Dalton, maybe, or perhaps like even the darkest of the dark. Yeah. And I really want to see what they're going to do with that. I don't know what's going on with it, but I think this Argyle thing is going to be like, you could tell this is kind of his baby, because he bought the rights to it before the book even published. I think the book is coming out this month. So I got to get my hands on the audio.
Wait, what is it? What is the book? What's it about?
It's called Argyle.
Okay. Argyle.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so apparently it's pronounced Reese Evans. Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's right. That is Little Nicky's brother. You are correct. Command Unit here says everyone should make decisions with empty balls. That is you know what, man? That's probably the most astute piece of advice you could ever give. Did you not understand that reference, Archie?
No, I was looking something else up. I'm sorry. Argyle was the Henry Cavill thing. That's what it was. I was like, I feel like I heard Argyle somewhere. That was a very poorly timed. Oh yeah.
All right, I know, buddy. I know. That's just that's just.
Listen, if that's good advice.
You're like, it's late. It's fucking late. I'm tired. All right, okay. We will give this a watch. It is about an 8-minute clip of what Command Unit is asking for here. Again, dude, you know what? Again, like I said before, I don't want to do these like long past 5 minutes. Eight's a bit on the long side, but we'll do it because you've been very patient and you've asked for it, so that's fine. Let me bring this up here. Okay.
While you're bringing it up, by the way, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the McCree controversy with Overwatch?
Oh my god, that's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah, they like everyone's making fun of them, saying, "Really, you're just going to change the guy's name?" My question is, why the hell did you name a character after an employee anyway?
I don't know. I mean, they've done that before multiple times. You know, it's like they've done it with like Star Wars character.
Yeah, isn't McCree like a common cowboy name in media?
I mean, McCree. No, I don't know if it's a common cowboy name, but it's, you know, you could argue that like there was a bunch of Irish, Scottish.
Now it's like we're going to delay the comics. We're going to delay all this stuff so that we can properly change his name to reflect what Overwatch.
What really are they? Did they say what they're going to name him?
No one knows.
Oh,
yet.
Okay, I will say this. I will.
Joe the Cowboy.
I will say this. The only part about that I liked was them saying we're no longer going to name characters after employees.
Shouldn't that be common practice anyway?
Sure, I agree with you on that one, but it's also like, maybe it's that bro coach because the guy he just got ousted, didn't he?
Yeah, he was part of the Cosby photo.
Oh, that was such a lame controversy too. That everyone tried making that worse than it was.
Apparently he was accused of sexual assault. I'm not for sure though. I'm not following the Blizzard thing very closely, but like Activision is in turmoil. They're not even putting Activision anywhere near Call of Duty, the new one. They're like refusing to even brand it as an Activision game.
Oh, because they think
really weird.
But let me again. I will just fully explain this. That doesn't mean shit. No one's gonna care.
But they've never done that before, though.
No. They're doing it to like appease like the Game Informer, the IGN, the Rock Paper Shotgun, like those guys, like the outlets. They're doing it to try to distance themselves so like Kotaku doesn't write a hit piece. But here's the thing with that, though. I'm just going to be bluntly honest here. No one who buys Call of Duty gives an iota of a fuck about the controversy. Not
or the
one.
Publisher.
Or the publisher. They don't care. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to care about like, changing things up and whatever, right? Obviously, many of them are going to definitely care about making sure things are proper behind the scenes. I care about that as well. But these are people who buy Call of Duty every single year. These people are not going to care because as long as the game comes out on time, it has modes that they can play with their friends.
It looks so lame, though.
It does. I tried watching the trailer. I was bored.
Like Battlefield this year is going to stomp Call of Duty's ass, I think, personally.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Battlefield might. I don't know. It's probably not going to get any of them. Halo for me, man, but that's not till December.
Yeah. Halo's at the end of the year, which I'm fine with.
Yeah. I'm very excited to get Halo Infinite, and that's where I'll be spending a lot of my time. But in the meantime, what pisses me off though? Quick side thing. Deathloop's exclusivity for a year on PS5, because I don't have a PS5. If it was on PS4, it's one thing, but it's like it's an and I know like Arcane is owned by Microsoft now, and I know like there was
an old deal.
It was an old deal, and they have to do it, and it'll be on Games Pass in September of 2022, which is fine, and I'll play it in a year. But I'm like, damn it, because I've been watching some gameplay footage of it, and it looks like a lot of fun.
Well, I'll be buying it at launch and enjoying the hell out of it.
And you know what though? But they're going to do updates all throughout the whole year, and then by the time I get my hands on it for paying for basically free, because I'm going to have the membership, it's going to be all good, and it gives me time to go through Dishonored 1 and 2. Sure. At least Dishonored 1 again. I never played Dishonored 2, even though I do own it.
Dishonored 2 was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Those are definitely a lot of fun. All right, guys. Let us go and take a look here at Salvation Through Annihilation.
Yeah, apparently this is Commandant's personal favorite, so I'll be curious.
This is what he says. Yeah, well, this is like the one we watched the other night. So let's see how it is.
It worked! I have successfully summoned Kogath!
Hold up. What the hell?
I don't know.
This is very interesting already.
Damnation, we are too late.
I appreciate the voice acting.
Oh goodness, let's see now. Atmosphere, standard. Radiation, negligible. Localized immune systems, uncompromised. Thank you, my child. This is perfect.
You're welcome, bloody traveler! Make yourself at home! Drown this world under the foul taint of Nurgoon!
Kill that demon? Right now? Do I really have to give the order?
Sorry.
I just comment and armor with balls on it.
I can't hear you. What?
I said I've never seen a boob armor with skulls on it.
That monster! How can he shrug off so much damage?
His fat ass took all of it.
Mewling creature, please shut up. My sickness is irrelevant. My blessings are infinitely vile. Toils of the anathema toil no longer. The immaterial veil rends, and from it come the march of enlightened disease. Your resistance? Nominal. The power of your faith? Negligible. The prognosis of you and your wretched world? I fear it's terminal.
This I cannot allow.
I'm sorry?
This feels like a Monty Python skit.
Yeah, it does.
What in Papa's 7 bathrooms?
Hold on, is that?
It is Saint Celestine!
Captain Marvel?
I come to prevent your defiling of this Emperor's bauble. Back to the shadows, you decrepit mass.
Excuse me, the light is rather bright for all the poor bacteriums upon me. You are making them ache. Please reduce the luminance reflecting off your armor.
Oh, does the bubonic nerd wish for the lights to be dimmed?
Bubonic implies something very specific. You cannot just use it as a synonym for disease.
Gaze upon this!
Yes! Stare into it! The blinding light of truth!
Totally worth the optic nerve damage!
No! Grandfather's blessed blood waits! The cleansing turn you!
I am your doom!
No! Stop! A screaming sun is frying my corporeal vessel! That is it! I have had it! Deifying floodlight, I am leaving!
What leave, Flake Father? You just got here!
This working environment is all too toxic.
Toxic? Good?
There's one kind of toxin we do not work with. Good day.
Haha! Owned. Now, are you the one who caused all this?
Well...
Yes, he is! Tear his teeth out one by one!
Hang him by the pinky! Very important!
Oh, just behead him quickly and get this over with, please.
I'm not happy, child. You made the Emperor quite upset, do you know that? Do you realize the consequences of your deeds? Don't me, young man. You will apologize to everyone and reflect upon your actions.
There's chaos and nerd, and I have no friends. I just wanted recognition, and nobody lets me at Scarlett Pacinium,
It's getting a little low there.
There, my child.
Yeah.
It's all behind us now. You promise you won't do it again?
Shouldn't he be tortured and executed for summoning a giant demon on a shrine whelp, though?
Not until he has apologized.
Okay. What did you say would happen after I apologize?
Oh, do not worry about such details, my child. Are you sorry?
Yes.
Attaboy.
Right.
Unnecessary violence triumphs again!
All right, Saint Celestine. Now that we got you here, it'd be nice if you could enlighten us on the mystery behind your being. Are you an avatar of the Emperor? A shard? A biological daughter?
Well,
They spoke to us! I love you, Celestine! Adopt me, please!
Apologies, Holy Saint. It seems some of us are getting a little overzealous.
I can certainly see that.
She spoke again.
Please, great saints, I beg of you! What's your top rated best Primax?
Are those wings all natural? Because, girl, they're huge.
Are you the gentleman Sanquinius from my fanfic?
Please, one at a time.
May I just have a vivisection to see how your insides work? Asking for a friend. Punish me, mother citizen!
Well, it looks like it's time to mysteriously disappear again. Woo.
Bye-bye, Celestine.
Great. Are you happy now?
Yes!
Hello, I'm back.
Hi! Yeah, how are you doing? Get out again! You gotta go! Stop!
Okay.
I was not what I was expecting whatsoever, but I was very interested.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It was
I agree with Ben
Python's parody of
this is
40K.
bizarre. Yeah, no, I get parts of it were pretty funny. Again, like it's all right then.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Something I feel better having watched it, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was it is Monty Python-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, so I definitely
he's not wrong though. 40K is a wild ride.
It is a wild ride. Yeah, it's absolutely a wild ride. You never really know what you're gonna get with 40K. All right, yeah, ending in an awkward moment. That's very true. All right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up for today. I appreciate everyone tuning on in. I will be back on tomorrow night, and I don't know what we're gonna talk about because who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow? Anything can happen in Hollywood. End of CinemaCon week, I think. Oh no, I think it's actually over now.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see if tomorrow is the big reveal of Venom being delayed or whatever. I don't know.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. Anything could happen. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have yourself a great night. Go watch a movie and we'll see you all later. Have yourself a good one. Peace out.